On the Money, the video series where Wilkins Miller experts share updates, tools, and tips to help your business achieve more. Today I'm going to share some tips on QuickBooks Online Bank Feeds. The bank feeds can be really helpful, but if they're not handled correctly, they can duplicate transactions and cause problems in our bookkeeping. So when you open your bank feeds, one of the easiest things that I do on a daily basis is go ahead and click match to the items that are matched up that QuickBooks has found a transaction that's already been entered. And so we'll go ahead and we'll clean those up first. And then from there, what you want to look for is concentrate on the items that are categorized as uncategorized income or expense. These are the items that need some attention that QuickBooks doesn't know where to add it to. So if we just click on this rental expense, open it up, and then from there we can select, do the drop down and type in or select that it's a rental expense. And if you want to type in the vendor's name from here, which you'll know who that is, and then also a memo if you use projects or so forth. It's just an easy reference, and this will all be added into your QuickBooks. So once you have that, you can click Add, and so that takes care of that uncategorized expense. If you click Add to an uncategorized expense or uncategorized income, then this is going to add it all onto your income statements that way. And so you would have to go back and clean it up anyway. So it's better just to kind of catch it on the front end. Another thing that you want to look for is that transactions that have more than one match found. And so on Pam Seats, we see that there's 2 records found. So if you click into that, you'll see that there's an expense for Pam Seats, but then there's also a bill payment for Books by Bessie. So you want to make sure that you've got the correct thing booked before you add it to your file. Otherwise, you could be matching the wrong transaction. So we see that the expense is selected, the correct expense is selected, and click Match, and that's going to add that to your QuickBooks file. Another item, another thing that we see often is that bank transfers get duplicated, which can really cause a problem. So in my sample company, I can't show the bank transfers, so I'm going to jump over to another file that has bank transfers. And so when you see a bank transfer come in, it's just going to come in as a transfer from the bank feed. And QuickBooks doesn't know what account that it's coming from or what it's going to. So you want to look at these items, make sure that they're directed to the correct account. And that way it's not going to an uncategorized, because by doing that, it is going to duplicate those transfers and really kind of mess things up for you. So you want to just do the drop down, select the correct bank account, and click Confirm. By doing that, on the other side of QuickBooks, you will see that a match will be created on the other account. So whenever you open the other account, you'll have a transfer, but it'll also be mapped correctly to the correct account that it needs to go to. And this will help keep your QuickBooks file clean. It'll keep your bookkeeping clean, and prevent duplicate entries or transactions coming into your QuickBooks file. So I hope you found these tips helpful today. If you have any questions, please feel free to call Wilkins Miller. We'll be glad to help out. And that was On the Money.